Ever feel like you're just one step away from everyone realizing you have no idea what you're doing? Welcome to the club. It's called Imposter Syndrome, and spoiler alert, you're not the only member. But here's the deal. That nagging self-doubt doesn't have to control your story. In this video, we're diving into 5 practical tips to silence that inner critic and take back your confidence. Whether you're leading a team, starting a new role, or just trying to keep it together, these strategies will help you thrive. So stick around. It's time to prove to yourself what the rest of us already know. You've got this. Let's get on the same page. Imposter syndrome is the persistent feeling that you're not good enough, even when your track record says otherwise. The signs? A steady diet of self-doubt, fear of being found out, and a tendency to shrug off your wins like they're no big deal. Here's the twist. Nearly 70% of people experience this at some point. So if you feel this way, congrats, you're totally normal. Even Einstein reportedly struggled with imposter syndrome. If he can feel like a fraud, we're all allowed a little self-doubt. Imposter syndrome doesn't just show up uninvited, it has triggers. Let's look at the usual suspects. Perfectionism, striving for flawlessness, as if it's an Olympic sport. Fear of failure, because mistakes feel like the end of the world. Comparison, measuring yourself against everyone's highlight reel. High expectations, setting the bar so high even Superman would struggle. Sound familiar? Great, let's break it down and show imposter syndrome the door. Step 1. Acknowledge it. Imposter syndrome thrives in secrecy, so call it out. Here's the truth. Feeling like an imposter doesn't mean you're not capable. It just means you're human and ambitious. Even the most successful leaders feel this way. So next time you catch yourself spiraling, say, "Oh, hello, imposter syndrome. You're back? Cute." Then move on. Tip 2. Reframe your thoughts. Your brain loves a good negative loop. I'm not qualified, I don't belong, blah, blah, blah. Instead, flip the script. Negative, I'm not qualified. Positive, I'm learning and growing every day. Practice self-compassion. You wouldn't call a friend unqualified, so why do it to yourself? Be your own biggest cheerleader. Tip 3. Start a success journal. Write down every win, big or small. Got through a tough meeting? That's a win. Helped your team solve a problem? Another win. Seeing your achievements in writing reminds you just how far you've come and gives imposter syndrome the smackdown it deserves. Think of it as your personal highlight reel. Tip 4. Seek support. Talk to trusted colleagues, mentors, or friends. Chances are, they've been there too. And if you're feeling fancy, join a support network or professional group. When you open up, you realize you're not alone. And no, everyone else doesn't have it all figured out either. Spoiler alert, we're all winging it. And finally, let's talk about focusing on progress, not perfection. Perfection is a trap, and let's be honest, it's exhausting. Done is better than perfect because perfection is usually just procrastination in disguise. You're not a robot, you're human, and humans learn by doing. Here's the thing, progress doesn't have to be a giant leap. It's about those small, consistent steps. Maybe today you nailed a meeting agenda or you managed to delegate effectively without second-guessing yourself. That's progress, and it deserves to be celebrated. Think of yourself like an app in development. Version 1.0 is still awesome, but every day you're working toward version 2.0. And guess what? Even Beyoncé, the queen of perfection, still practices and refines her craft. So let go of the idea of perfection and embrace the messy, glorious journey of growth. Your best work happens when you're learning, improving, and yes, sometimes failing forward. Quick recap. Acknowledge it. Name it, don't shame it. Reframe your thoughts. Be kinder to yourself. Keep a success journal. Document your wins. Seek support. Don't go it alone. Focus on progress. Forget perfection. It's overrated. Now it's your turn. Pick one tip and start today. You've got this. Overcoming imposter syndrome isn't like flipping a switch. It's more like a marathon. It takes time, effort, and a bit of patience. But here's the good news. Every small step you take chips away at self-doubt and builds a stronger, more confident you. Let me leave you with this thought. You're not in your role by accident. You're there because you've earned it. The skills, the effort, the persistence, it's all you. And if imposter syndrome tries to creep back in, just remind yourself, I've got this, and I belong here. Together, let's create a community of leaders who lift each other up, learn from one another, and thrive in their roles. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep leading, keep learning, and keep being your awesome self.